Well, it's time for another Media Guide program opening. This one at the home office, as I still am in limited soft quarantine. This package was sent from Westlake, Ohio, and it was sent in July. I'm going to move it out of the way here just to make sure of that without indicating the address of the sender. Yes, July 20th. So 5 months. As always, the package is pretty packaging. Oh, well, this is interesting, even though it doesn't have it. This package contains alcohol. Well, that's a good thing. I don't quite think it made it. Okay. Another piece of cardboard. And this is what we have. Well, the seller apparently didn't do that great a job. He protected it well, but it comes with no bag, no board. And this is... Okay, I believe, yes, this is the 1985 playoffs at the Richfield Coliseum between the Boston Celtics, who would wind up winning the championship, against the Cavaliers, who started 2-19, but finished 36-46 and made the playoffs for the first time in like 5 years. So, led by maybe my favorite all-time Cav, World B. Free, there in the directory. Yeah, the Gund brothers, as in Gund Arena, the former owners of the Cavaliers. WEAB, Channel 43, with their Cavaliers schedule for the year. Good thing I will spare you me singing Indian Fever on Channel 43. As my kids like to say, I may be an avid singer, but that doesn't mean I'm a very good one. Harry Weltman, who was once the general manager of the St. Louis Spirits. George Karl, in his first year as a Cavs head coach, he would get fired the next year. He did a really good job with this team, but the next year was a whole different story. As I would know, as I'm replaying the 85-86 season of the Cavaliers on Action Basketball. If you're a sim sports player, look up Dave Koch Sports. Tell him Thoughts of RS sent you. The active NBA leaders at the time. Sorry about the shot of my arm, but these pages do sometimes stick together. The Richfield Coliseum. How it's laid out. Oh, I got a mail. From Dave Koch Sports. What do you see? I guess they sensed the I was talking about. And there's some facts on the Richfield Coliseum. And this talks about the Cavaliers right there. I just told you, the Cavalier from a 2-19 deficit through a mad dash and catching the Atlanta Hawks for that final playoff spot. There's some assistant coaches. Gene Littles, he was like an assistant. He was like an interim coach like 3 times with different teams. And then it goes like the way the NBA made their programs back then is you'd have a handful of pages that were unique to each franchise, and then other than that, it was just generic. The same stories were in every program. Like there's some stuff on the Celtics. Crowning you a champion. I used to actually read this. I used to buy this magazine as a teenager off the newsstands. This is the Executive Awards, the All-First Team: Larry Bird, Bernard King, Moses Malone, Magic Johnson, and Isaiah Thomas. You will note, no Michael Jordan. Because he was a rookie, he wins Rookie of the Year, but he does not. I did not have any of those. I did not have any of those of the shoes. I did have a pair of Air Jordans. I wanted a pair of Magic Johnsons, but I don't remember ever getting them. Casey Jones, who just recently passed away. Bill Sharman had a prime seat for Bobby Thompson's homer. Wow, I did not know that. Bill Sharman was an outfielder in the Brooklyn Dodger organization. He never appeared in a major league game. Sharman was a great player and a great coach in basketball, but I did not know that. You see, you really do learn things every day. This month in playoff history. This is courtside, kind of like a little news and notes type thing. There's the inside. It doesn't say which game this is from, but games 3 and 4 were at the Richfield Coliseum, so it has to be one of those two. Sorry that the light is hitting the glossy pages a little different than I would prefer them. Talks a little bit about championship rings, and a look back at the '84 Celtics defeat the Lakers to gain title. Then CBS, who had the NBA contract at the time, they're behind the scenes thing. Behind the scenes with the NBA. This is the upcoming NBA draft where the lottery, the first ever lottery, which people think, myself included, that it was fixed to this day for the Knicks to get Patrick Ewing. Where are they now? Bob Cousy. This is a couple years before he did the great movie Blue Chips. If you remember seeing the Nick Nolte basketball movie, had Shaq and Penny Hardaway in it. Bob Cousy played the athletic director. Okay, this talks about more about the upcoming NBA draft, 1985. Keith Lee was my main man. I was a huge Keith Lee fan, and to this day, that's a guy that I missed on pretty big. Trying to peg Keith Lee has been a favorite game of NBA scouts. From this viewpoint, he's a thinking man's Bob McAdoo. I always thought so too, but the knees never held up. School days of NBA stars. Reggie Theus with a very nice afro. Alvin Adams, one of Brent Musburger's favorites from the CBS days. Michael Cooper, who now I think coaches in a WNBA team. Oh, here we go. This is great stuff here. We're selling videotapes. Great rivalries, pride and passion, all-star retrospective, and that championship feeling. Oh, and then there's this is the stuff that we had in the '80s, folks. This is the very cool starter jackets. I never had a Cavalier starter jacket because good luck finding one. But look at this. Okay, now official jacket, $70 for an adult. Now that's roughly what you could probably buy a team jacket for now. But that's $70 in 1985 money. So the old NBA wasn't exactly helping anybody out. I can tell you that much. What else do we have over here? Official game warm-up pants. I'm sure you could wear those a lot of different places. So that's exactly where you want to be. Cavaliers playoff history, which at that point had only been 3 playoff series, 76, 77, and 78. And here's Cavaliers. Roy Hinson, who was a very good Cavalier, but he would be traded 2 years. It was Roy Hinson that went to Philadelphia for the #1 pick in the draft, which the Cavaliers picked Brad Daugherty. Dinner Bell Mel Turpin. World Be Free, my man. Works for the 76ers now. Would be nice if if the I say this all the time, the Cavaliers should retire the number of Old World B. He deserves it. Okay. John Bagley, a good point guard for the Cavaliers for a while. There's their final statistics. All-time Cavalier leader at that time, the leading point scorer was Austin Carr. The Tavern of Richfield, the restaurant of the Cavs. Although, from what I've told, the actual restaurant of the Cavs was Whitey's Booze and Burgers, which is still in Richfield, and I've been telling myself that I want to go there someday, and I never have. Cavaliers all-time single-game record holders. Most three-point field goals, 4. Mike Bratz. Most steals, Randy the Greyhound Smith. Remember, if you listened to the Buffalo Braves episode, you might remember Randy. And not like Randy Jackson of the Jackson 5, as said in Trading Places. More of the net effect at the Richfield Holiday Inn. Cavaliers schedule and various uniform numbers. So there we go. The 1985 Cleveland Cavaliers playoff series against the Boston Celtics. A nice solid program for the Cavalier fan. Okay, well, we'll be back next time with another pool, and we'll see what we get after all. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.